Before there were heroes and other gods, there were two known gods. First was Orion, and the other god was the serpent, the brother of Orion. They fought to see who will rule the earth. The ferocious serpent wanted to feed on the earth so that his powers would grow, but unfortunately, he was defeated by Orion, using his legendary weapon, the Blades of Chaos. After defeating the serpent, Orion imprisoned the serpent inside a mysterious mountain for 50,000 long years. Later, to that said year, the serpent would break free and cause trouble again. Years had passed. People evolved and heroes uprose and protected the world. Lying at a great distance, there was a king who ruled an unequal kingdom and ruled in a perpetuate order. He prevented wars and everything was almost perfect. Then, one crisp night, Orion spoke to him in a dream that the serpent, his tenacious enemy, would break free and will kill everyone. The serpent would destroy the earth, starting with his own kingdom. The following day, he gathered all of his finest warriors to go and slay the beast, but none came back alive. The king was out of discretion and asked Orion what he should do. Orion spoke to him in a deep voice and told him to find a man named Atlas. Orion explained that this man is vigorous and very audacious. Without further ado, the king ordered his servants to look for this man named Atlas. They kept inquiring and searching until they found him living in a remote farm. They saw and asked the farmer, Atlas's adopted father, to let the son meet the king for some urgent reasons. The farmer with the son went to the kingdom. Upon reaching the kingdom, the king welcomed Atlas and his adopted father. They ate together and told the king of his powers and how strong he is. Then, after several hours of laughter and talking, the king then explained why he called him. After that, without hesitation, he said yes and quickly prepared for the journey, because he also had a dream similar to the king's dream. The king was very relieved and promised to give accolade. They both thanked the king and told him that it was an honor to serve him before they parted ways. The following day, he packed and ready to go out for some action. Before leaving, his foster father gave him an ancient sword. He explained that the ancient sword is very powerful and would help him in his journey. The farmer wept some tears as he uttered the word bye. After he thanked his father, Atlas rode on his magnificent horse and went on. The following day, he started his journey by cutting across a river with a raft. The water was at first very placid, but at the middle of the river, a colossal piranha came out of the water and bombarded him. He gave out a rubble sponge to its head and killed it instantly. On the next day, instead of being fatigued, he found himself stronger than before. So, he continued his journey through a mysterious forest. While riding with his horse, he progressed his journey to the deeper part of an eerie forest. After some hours of traveling, he stumbled into a sanctuary of gigantic spiders. The enormous spiders hounded him with his horse to the cliff of a waterfall. Without any second thought, they jumped into the falls. Lamentably, the horse didn't make it. He has to travel alone to the next nearest town. While he traveled to the nearest town, he heard voices that sounded like a spirit calling him. He followed the enigmatic voices and it led him to a dark, dreadful cave. When he went inside, the voice stopped, but he smelled something strange. He was very curious where the sulfuric smell was coming from, and so he went deeper in the cave. When he was almost at the tip of the cave, he found a gigantic door. When he opened the door and went inside, he saw all the king's warriors' corpses lying on the floor. He was terrified and tried to escape. Suddenly, a monstrous giant arrived and he was forced to hide in the corpses of his comrades. He knew he couldn't stay and hide there because it would delay his journey, so he made plans to how he would escape the cave. After strategizing a plan, he decided to stab the giant straight in the eye. When the giant was collecting the weapons and armors of the warriors, Atlas quickly got a warrior's sword and stabbed him in the eye. While the giant was in pain, he quickly got all the food and weapons of the giant he could carry and left to continue his journey. Without his knowing, Atlas was being followed and being patrolled by a powerful being named Death. There, Death noticed how strong and brave he was. Death decided to challenge him. He wanted to take his soul and add him to its collection of souls. Death planned to take his powers away. While While Atlas was looking for a place to stay in the midst of the town, Death transformed into a gorgeous, irresistible girl and seduced him. He indulged himself in her temptation. While he was sleeping with her, she casted a spell on him that made him weaker. When he woke up the following day, he realized that he was fooled and was under a spell. He had no more powers and was heartbroken. This didn't stop him to continue his quest. The pain fulfilled his ego and made him stronger. He still continued his quest to the mountains where he had once lived. He passed by a secluded desert. He knew that there were humongous sandworms lurking under the ground. He quickly armed himself with the weapons and armors he stole from the giant. He noticed the ground shaking like there was an earthquake. Then, all of a sudden, it stopped shaking. Out of nowhere, a sandworm came out of the ground and attacked him. Because he had lost his powers, he had no option but to run away from it. Tired and exhausted from running, he ended up being trapped between two cyclopean pyramids. He saw the sandworm heading straight towards him, and he thought to himself that it was the end of the road for him. Then, a mystical bolt of lightning shot the monster and instantly killed him. He was astonished as to where the bolt of lightning came from. When he looked at the sky, he saw Columbus, the god of the skies. He then told him that Orion sent him to protect Atlas from the imminent dangers yet to come. He was ordered to only help him on his journey, not on his fight with the serpent. Just after a few weeks with the help of Columbus, he reached his destination. He thanked Columbus for helping him on his journey, and the two parted ways. After, he dauntlessly went inside the mountain and finally confronted the avaricious beast. He noticed that its chains were broken. He got himself ready for battle. He made the first move and attacked the beast with a robust punch, but nothing happened to him. Then, the beast used its tail and teeth to attack Atlas. The beast easily wounded Atlas. He was badly injured. He prayed to Orion to help him and give him back his strength. Orion heard his prayers and realized how much he's willing to sacrifice himself to kill the beast. Orion then gave him back his powers, and Atlas was stronger than ever. He used the sword his father gave him and slayed the beast by decapitating it. He held its head with his right hand and screamed, "The beast has fallen. Nothing can stop him." He returned back home. People cheered for him, including his father, who was with the crowd and celebrated for his victory. He was then made into a general in the army. He led wars for many years and was victorious. He then got married and had a son which he named Star. As time passed by, he eventually got old. Then, one night, while he was sleeping, he had a vision that the serpent wasn't actually dead, and it prepared to wage war against him. Because he was too old to fight, he ordered Scar to fight his fights for him. Eventually, Atlas died and Scar replaced him. Possessing all of his powers and skills, he gathered every single soldier or warrior he could find to go back to the mountains and kill the beast once and for all.